Hello and welcome back to Spartan Design University with your host, Paul Cheney. Next thing we're going to do is put our spaceship up here in the corner, but remember it only loads on the desktop version of the site. We're not burdening our phone or our tablet with that extra imagery, only the desktop, because they usually have much more bandwidth. Back into Photoshop, I have background. Here's all the different pieces of my site. Pretty soon that ship's going to pop up in the corner. There's my social icons. Oh, there it is, the very top one. So ship copy 2 is this ship down here. I turn off the background so that it's transparent around it. Save for web. And make sure that that slides as a PNG 24 with transparency, which it is. Click Save. Go to Desktop. Save it. Here's my images. And there is my header image, which happens to be a spaceship in this case. And I'm going to drag it to my images folder. Alright, now I can come back to Dreamweaver, go to my source code, and I'm going to load this image in the header above my social icons. Image. Image must have source, alls, and a class. The class is going to be header image. So I'm leaving that generic because I might give this template to somebody else and they might put a donut up in the corner, whatever. Alt tag. It's going to change, so this really isn't very valuable. The source is going to be images slash, and what did I call it? Header image.png. Okay, there it is. Now remember, we don't want it to show up on the phone or the desktop. So I'm going to go back to phone, to the header, H1, H2, social icons, header image dot header image. Display none. When you display something as none, it doesn't download or take up bandwidth. The CSS stops it. If you spell it right, the CSS stops it. There we go. Okay, so back to here. Here's our work. We have our phone version. We hit refresh. There's no spaceship, and still no spaceship. So now we need to switch to the desktop code and make it reappear. Alright, so header image dot header image. First thing is to turn it on. Display as a block. Semicolon. And there it is. Wrong spot, but it's showing up. So we need to position it. Position. Absolute. And then we're going to put it at the top. Now, if I give it a positive value, it's going to slide it down. And this is going to slide it down, or slide it in. So there it is. It's down and it's in. The problem is, look at, it's stuck to the top corner of the page, and I actually want it stuck to the page itself. Well, here's how positioning works. Position absolute references the parent that has position relative. In this case, the header has no positioning. The container has no positioning, so it winds up positioning to the biggest element, which is the body tag. So what we need to do is come into the header and position it relative, and that way the child image who lives within the header should now reference its parent header. So let's save that. Okay, so now it's tied to the header, and it's down and it's in from the right. Well, that's not what we want. We actually want it to move up and left. So instead of the top being 20, we're going to do a negative 90. That's going to kick it way up. And the right side, we're going to kick it out negative 60 out to the right. So let's hit refresh there. And now it's flying up here in the corner, and it stays with the page. So far, so good. Now the social icons have problems. So let's go down. Those are also in the header. And we'll do padding right. We'll kick them over 65 pixels. That should push them back. Whoops. Forgot to talk to it. Header ul dot icons. Save it. There, so that pushed them back a little bit. So now they're not being covered up by the spaceship.